Hi, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of Hammerfall TV, first episode. Thank you for joining me. I had some technical difficulties in the last hour, but I think I've got everything sorted out now. But let me know if there's anything I need to change. So, here we are. The idea behind this little TV show that we have is it's going to be. I'm not the only one that's going to be doing this. I know Joachim is going to start soon with his own program, and I think the other guys are going to follow shortly. The great thing about this, calling everything Hammerfall TV, is that you can have everything under the same umbrella. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you guys can even suggest stuff for us to do if you want. We're going to have some fun from this channel every Friday night at 7 o'clock Swedish time, Central European Standard Time, which is now basically. I'll be doing this, and today what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this little thing. We're gonna go through some of my, well, maybe not my favorite songs, but some of the funnest songs to play of Dominion. And we're gonna do 5 or 6 of them depending on how long this takes. I don't know yet. So I guess we'll find out. And I'm gonna, of course, adjust this for a second. I'm of course gonna focus on the riffs now. I mean, I can't really sing, so I wish I could sing some of the melodies that Joachim does, but it's impossible for me. So this is gonna be a riff-based experience for you guys. I am gonna try to talk a little bit about the songs as well, but that's where we are at right now. So I'm going to take that away now. So for the first song that we're going to do is a song called Chain of Command, which has a bit of an interesting story. But I'm going to try this for the first time. I'm going to play the riffs or parts of the song, and then I'll talk about it afterwards. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, let's try that. Yes, here we are. This was Chain of Command from our latest album, Dominion, and that's what we're talking about today. It's Dominion. And if you're wondering what I'm doing over here every time, it's because I did a test stream of this yesterday, and I could hear all these things because the microphone over here that I guess you can see part of it is picking up all these. So I have to turn it down every time I play. And when I turn that down, you can't hear shit. So I have to remember to turn it up again. I might forget. I'm trying not to, but I might. We'll see. Anyway, so here we go with Chain of Command. This was one of the last songs that we finished for the album. And the idea for this song, like the intro and the verse riff that I had just played, they've been here in my mind and in a session on Pro Tools, because that's the program I work with. For I don't know how long, probably 5 years or so. I tried to make it into something a long time ago. I mean, every album basically I tried to make something of it. Just couldn't make it fit within the parameters of that album, and I couldn't. I sort of was stuck after the riff, and I also was a bit unsure whether you could have that riff as a verse. So I sent it to Joachim, and he's like, "Yes, this was what I came up with right away with the vocal melodies for the verse." So I guess that settled it. And then I started working on the rest of the song as well. And let's see, we did a short European tour in October 2018. It must have been, yes. That was the last touring we did for the Built to Last album, and we had a double-decker tour bus then, and I was upstairs usually after the shows. Sometimes we listen to music in the downstairs, where like in the lounge, but there was also a small lounge upstairs which was unoccupied. So I used to hang out there sometimes when I got the songwriting bug and tried to write some stuff. And part of the reason why Chain of Command sounds like it does, from the guitar parts, is because we were sometimes we were listening a lot to new wave of British heavy metal stuff, like really old songs downstairs, and Joachim is an expert in that sort of thing, obscure stuff that few people. I didn't know about all of them, of course, and those experiences, we had a couple of nights like that, and I went upstairs and tried to write some songs, and it's it's not a coincidence that the chorus riff, this one, that one sounds the way it does. It's I guess as close to new wave of British heavy metal as Hammerfall ever get, I guess. But that was a little bit of that song. I think that's enough of that one for today. So the next song we're gonna do, I'm gonna find it here too, because I just need to know that I'm talking about all the things I'm supposed to talk about. This one is one of my favorites of the album, and it's certainly a song that I envision us playing live ever since the first second that it was finished. I thought this is the total live song. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to make it live yet, because we were supposed to do some shows this summer, and then they seem to be. We haven't gotten confirmation yet, but it seems like all the German shows and all the European festivals that we normally do are going to be canceled. I don't know this for sure, but it looks like it. So we'll see what happens with that. But there's not a whole lot of places to put that song anymore. But this is my favorite song of the whole album, or one of them, rather, I should say. That was Testify, or parts of it anyway. That's one of the early songs that I finished for the album, and I don't remember what order it was, but this was actually originally, at least the intro and then the chorus, what became the chorus, was intended for a wrestler called Steinbolt, a Swedish guy that wanted me to write a song, or try to write a song for him. In the end, he went with something that was a bit more upbeat, like more faster tempo. So I decided to use it for Hammerfall instead, because I really liked the riff. And I think I like that this it's got a lot of like thrashy undertones. I mean, it's not thrash metal, of course. It's still heavy metal, but it's got that punch that I don't think that Hammerfall has had a lot of in their careers. Sorry, people are just writing me stuff. I just want to make sure it's nothing to that's nothing that important that I need to change. But yeah, so where was I? Oh yes, the riff. I really like that riff. It's like really punchy and it's a good tempo to play to. And then of course the chorus. The title actually comes from a bit of wrestling. See, I'm a wrestling fan, and the Dudley Brothers used to say, or Devon from the Dudley Brothers used to say, "Testify," and then he did this, whatever he did with his hands. And of course, the lyrics never have anything to do with wrestling, but I thought that was a cool. It fit really well to sing it the way we do it in the chorus, and I thought it was a cool title. And Joachim wrote some really, really good lyrics for this one, for sure. And I like the way his vocal melodies are sort of soaring on top of the riffs, which I think it makes for the whole. That's part of my fascination with this song for sure. So, shall we move on then? What's next? Oh yes. So, this is a song that I wrote in let's see, in October, November 2017. So it's one of the very first songs that I finished for Hammerfall for Dominion. It's pretty fast one, probably one of the fastest songs that Hammerfall has ever recorded. I think this might be, together with One of a Kind from the No Sacrifice No Victory album, they're probably the same. I think they were both 165 BPM, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they're very fast anyway. This might be 170 actually, now that I think about it. So this might be the fastest song we ever done. Anyway, here we go with number 3. So as you might have noticed, well, I didn't play the actual pre-chorus either, but I stopped before the chorus because the chorus is so dependent on twin guitars and the melody for the vocals. It doesn't work just with me sitting here playing this. But it's a very riff-driven song up until this point, and I wrote the guitar parts for this song in Florida. Actually, we were on vacation, or I was on vacation with my family. And I decided to try to write some stuff while on the road, not just on the road as touring, but just outside of my own comfort zone, which is the studio that you see here, Castle Black Studios, by the way. This song, I don't remember when I started it, but I absolutely wrote most of it and finished it on vacation in Florida, and I was very happy with it. I thought it was a very kind of a pretty straightforward old school Hammerfall song, I thought, but with that new touch, because I can't write songs the way I did 20 years ago, even if I tried. So it's just a mix of both, the best of both worlds, I guess you could say. I just realized I forgot to turn down the volume now, but fuck it, we all make mistakes. That was a minor mistake. If I don't make any worse than this, we're good. But what I was gonna say was, when this song was finished, when I wrote my parts and I was done with that, I felt now I'm done. I don't need to work on this anymore. We still had a couple of days of vacation left, and I still had that sort of inspiration thing going. I had the bug, so to speak. You know, when you want to write stuff because you feel it's fun and it flows easily. The last day, or maybe one of the next to last day, I don't remember exactly. We were Orlando, I believe, or we were at least we went to Disney World, or yes, I believe it was Disney World. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But that's where we went, and we had a hotel room, and so in the bed was over there. My girlfriend put our son to bed while I had a couple of Bud Lights in the other corner, set up my stuff, headphones of course, and just started riffing. And the result of that is Florida 2. That was what was I named the title, and I'm sorry, named the session in Pro Tools, or the song. And because I had a couple of Bud Lights during that night, I forgot all about it. That's a pretty interesting, because that's going to show up later on, in the next song actually. So that's a pretty good transition to that one. Let's get rid of that. And so what we got now is the next song, which was initially called Florida 2. Obviously, that's just a working title for it. It doesn't matter what they called it at that point. I just wanted to get some stuff out of me that was inside of me. And the great thing of that is that I forgot it, and it took me about a month, maybe 2 months, before I revisited that session, and I had no idea what I did. I didn't remember anything about Florida 2. I remember, like, sort of vaguely that I thought this was a pretty good thing that I wrote, but I didn't remember anything, what it sounded like or anything at all like that. So when I opened the session up and I played the song, or listened to the song, I was blown away, because it was, first of all, it was a lot more than I remembered, not just one riff or something like that. It was a lot more, and it was also very, very good, I thought. So here we go. Without further ado, well, actually, I'm going to let you guess on that one for a second, because I forgot to get a beer before. It's, after all, it's Friday night. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so hang on for a sec. Just a quick sec. And here we go. And I'm back. So yeah, the thing is with this is pretty, not strange your vocal cords a little bit. I can only imagine singing like this I would never be able to do that. Not like this anyway. But so you need some liquid to sort of calm your nerves, I was gonna say, but no, to soothe your vocal cords a little bit. So the song I was talking about is number 4. Alright, so Dominion, as you saw, that was Florida 2. So I didn't have the chorus for this one at that point, but when I came back from Florida, I think I had everything up until the chorus. I think that's what was done, and it sounded on the album recording. It sounded exactly the same as my demo. Like all the hits and the parts were played the same. But I worked on this song for a long time. This was, like I said, October or something, 2017, and it wasn't until the next summer on the US tour that we did. Um, believe that was, yes, together with Flotsam and Jetsam. Then I sat several nights. I set up after the show, or well, several off days too. I sat up there and just wanted to play some stuff and record and try to get some songs done. And I've been working on this song for, I mean, well, not every day, but every month. I went back to this song and I went back and I went back, and I was never really happy about it. Like I couldn't get it to work properly. Then I had a chorus for it, very different from this one. This part, however, the chorus was a part of this song. It sort of came as a bridge, kind of like the sing along part in Restless and Wild, the song Restless and Wild by Accept, because it's a great part, great thing that just comes once and then out of here. And that was my idea for it, and I played this song for Pontus on the road, like right before he went to bed. Actually, I was sitting up for a couple of hours after hours, so to speak, after the show and stuff, and I played it for him, and he said, "This should be the chorus of the song," and I haven't even considered that. So once he said that, I tried it out, and rest is history. That's how that song came about, musically, at least. And the riff, I think, is one of my favorite riffs of this album. It's a riff that when we haven't played this song so much on tour. Most of the shows we've done it, but not all of them. And every time I play this riff, because I start the song myself, and every time I start playing, and people realize what's coming, because Joachim doesn't. Well, I did introduce it actually on the last tour, but anyway, when people hear it, they go crazy because they like the song, and so do we. It's fun to play as hell. It's very groovy and very just pounding. I guess I really enjoy it. Now I think we should take a little bit of a break, actually, because, well, not a break like that, but now I can. If you have any questions, let's hang up the guitar for a second and let's answer some questions for a while, just to take a break from the playing. And so if you got some stuff you want to talk about, hit me. Now's the time. Let's do it for 5 minutes or so. In the meantime, before you get some questions coming, or maybe you have already. Let's see. I can scroll back and see what we got. It's just a bunch of great comments, but we'd like to show. Melody Malone, what did you ask? Okay, I know this is a tough time, and no, it's hard to plan that far in advance. But just so I ask, what did you ask? Where's your question? Oh, here we go. Greetings from New York. Hi, I love that this isn't on YouTube anymore. What are you talking about? Aren't we on YouTube? I'm really enjoying this. Do you think the North America tour this year will be canceled? Well, who knows? I mean, if it's gonna be canceled, it's certainly not gonna be from our side. You know, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. This is like a wait and see approach, because up until last week, or only a couple of days ago, I thought we would at least do some festivals in this summer in Europe, and it does not look like it now, because we do a couple had a couple in August in Germany planned, and some other things too. And I heard that several countries, among them Germany, has banned gatherings of whatever people until the end of August. So that means I don't know for sure, but that probably would mean that these festivals are out. I guess it all depends on what happens in the U.S. We have a U.S. tour planned for middle of September till middle of October, I think. And if things don't get better soon, I'm afraid we're gonna have to do something about it. But I don't know that for sure, so don't take my word for it. Mick till sidan. Vad fan betyder det? So can you hear me okay or not? can read on the internet you had a severe motorcycle accident many years back, and that this has compromised your musicianship and guitar playing permanently. How was that? Yes. Sladden glappar eller något. I'm afraid I don't want to touch this because last time I touched this, it froze the webcam. So I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay or no? Nobody's ljudet är kast. Så yes, we can hear you. Fixa ljudet. So which one is it? Can you hear me or should I fix the sound? So Jeanette Lillfors, it's really dying to hear the sound apparently. But the other guys seem to be okay with the sound. I can maybe turn up the microphone, the gain a little bit. Let's see if that works. Is that better? When he's up front at the laptop, we can't hear him. Okay, he has to sit back to answer. Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Morgan, for that. So this is okay then, I guess. I should, yeah. Okay. See, work in progress, guys. Work in progress. We're gonna get there, but right now, I think this should be fine. Okay. Yes. Good. So where were we? Questions. Hang on. There was one here. Oh yes, the motorcycle accident. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. This was in 2003. We had our biggest show to date, at least in our hometown, Gothenburg, planned. It was a big outdoors center, like a city festival kind of thing in the center of town. They expected 50,000 people or something to show up, and they had advertised stuff all over the city the whole week for Hammerfall to do this on Sunday night. It's a festival. They called it the Göteborgskalaset back then, and it was a huge thing. For a week they had the whole city was filled with stuff, and we were going to play on Sunday, and on Saturday I went to, or maybe Monday actually, yes, we were going to play on Monday, and on Sunday I went riding on my motorcycle, and I tried to find a place. Like I was searching for the exit of a small country road, and I crashed into another car, into a car that was standing still, and it was a pretty bad accident. I was wearing nothing but shorts and a tank top and an open helmet, so I should probably not be sitting here right now, if I'm honest. So I think, Jeanette Lillefors, if you can't hear me, there's something wrong with you, because everybody else can hear me. I think there's something wrong with your, not you, but with your stuff, because everybody else says yes. So I'm going to keep on going. It looks good on the, like when I see the inputs and stuff, it looks good. So I crashed my motorcycle, and I broke this arm, my left arm, and it was quite a thing that I was worried, because I had broken the right arm 10 years previous, and that definitely affected my playing a lot. This was like, I had only just formed Hammerfall like a couple of weeks before, and I broke this arm, and that really had gave me some issues, because I, normally, look at this, this healed, it didn't heal properly, so I broke this one here on the, I don't know what that bone is called in English, but that one here. And when you're supposed to be able to do this with your hand. Oh, sorry, I'm getting rid of that one. This with your hand, but look, this is what you're supposed to be able to do, and I can't really do it anymore than that. So it didn't heal properly, and that affected my playing. Like I had to adjust how I put my hand on the strings and stuff, and that was really difficult. But I wasn't playing professionally then. I was just 21 years old. I wanted to be a musician, but I was just playing for, rehearsing and everything without making anything out of it, making any money or anything. Or I had recorded one album, but never mind. So I was really worried when I broke this one that I was gonna have the same problems. So I took it slow. The other guys gave me all the time I needed to get better, and I'm really thankful for that. And so that's what happened. Basically, I came back to normal, and this didn't actually affect me anything in the long run, I don't think. This one did though, the other one. So, this is the final question. Now we're going to go to some more songs. We got a couple more. Will you guys sing "Dreams Come True" live someday? Asks Tusnayoshi. Says. I look forward to watching you guys live with my girlfriend in Belgium. She played Hearts on Fire on my birthday. Oh, seems like you have a good girlfriend then. So yeah, who knows? We might, but it doesn't look like. I mean, we haven't planned it, but you never know. I think it's a song that a lot of people seem to request. So we might put it in the set at one point or not. Who knows? Maybe for the tribute to. I mean the anniversary for Crimson Thunder. Who knows? But gain back down on the microphone, please. So there we go. Gain back down. Okay. Like I said, work in progress. All right, here we go. So next song is. Oh yeah. Another thing with this is I'm not sure of some of the riffs. I probably should have chosen songs that we did play live, but I thought that this would be much more fun. But I kind of regret it now a little bit because this song, I don't actually remember how it goes. Yeah, maybe we should skip that one and go straight to the last one on the. Yes, we should do that. I'll talk a little bit about the album after the words as well, but let's do the Sweden Rock song. I think that's easier for or safer for everybody. That's it for that song. We might go back to that a little bit later, but so this was We Make Sweden Rock, and the first song on the first single off of Dominion. The main riff for this, I mean the intro riff, and which is the chorus behind that is also following the verses. I wrote that in South America somewhere. I don't remember where. I tried a lot to write stuff back then, and like during that tour, but I didn't succeed in a lot. I don't know. I didn't have any. Maybe I was just tired all the time from the a lot of flights and traveling. But this one came out of there. I remember this riff might have been in Chile, but I'm not sure. I remember actually how the hotel room looked, but I don't remember where it was, unfortunately. But the riff stayed with me. I thought it was a good riff, and I expanded on it when I got back. But I was working on this song a little bit, and I didn't have. I mean, I was stuck a little bit when I was working on this one. This was also one of the. This must have been then in 2017, probably too. And Joachim sent me a song idea that he had for this song, and it was basically exactly how the song is now, like lyric wise and video wise and stuff. And I thought it was great. It's a fantastic idea. Let's do it. And that little thing helped me to finish the song because, like I said, I was a little bit stuck. But once I got that idea, I got interested, and my juices started flowing, so to speak. And I was really happy with that song. I mean, happy to write that song afterwards. It went fairly easy, and the song itself is pretty simple. It's not very difficult. It's quite easy to play, except for the middle part thing. The that part. When I wrote it, I actually never thought I would be able to play it live. I thought that Pontus has to do that. I can't do that. It's not possible, because recording something in the studio when just standing there focusing on that part, like, dude, I have to nail it now. It's easy, a lot easier than playing a full song. Trying to get the audience into it and interacting and stuff, and then you have to play this stuff afterwards. But I think I have become a much better guitar player since last couple of years, thanks to practicing, thanks to Pontus for teaching me some stuff, and also thanks to a lot of shows that we do, because I warm up with the same stuff every show, and I have gotten better through that. So it in the end, it turned out not to be so difficult at all. Actually, quite simple. It's just have to focus and just to concentrate. And I do think it sounds awesome when in the middle part, when I play this, Pontus plays his harmony on it, and Joachim sings his ooh thing on top of it. It's just beautiful when everybody's waving their hands like that. I love it. It's one of my favorite moments on the shows for sure. Let's see what happened with this one. Sweden Rock. Where do we go? Yes. So yes, let's talk about the video for a second. Not so much, but a little bit. And this includes all of the, well, not all of them, but many of the famous Swedish metal bands or rock bands that has come out. I mean, since probably end of 60s. November was the first one, I believe. And then it just goes on through the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and onwards till today. And I think this it's a good tribute. It's our tribute to everybody who has helped shape the Swedish rock and metal music wonder that has been going on for the last 40 years or 50 years even, actually. It's a really interesting song, interesting video with pictures of a lot of our inspirations, like for example Yngwie Malmsteen or Heavy Load from the 80s. Definite inspirations for forming Hammerfall and the way Hammerfall sounds, for sure, no question about it. When we did the premiere for this video, the single came out in the beginning of May, but the actual video premiered live at the Sweden Rock Festival in early June of last year, 2019, and we played this song. I think we played the video before our set time, so the video showed on the big screens at the festival as like a sort of an intro to our intro, and then we went on stage and played the full concert, and I think we ended the set with this song that time. I'm not sure, we might have played Hearts on Fire afterwards, I don't remember. Some of you guys who were there, maybe you have a better idea, but then we invited 50 fans up on stage with us to sing the chorus. So we had like 25 on each side of the stage. They have a microphone, they had some beers, so they were in a party mood, and it was a brilliant time. We had a lot of fun on that stage, and that's something I'll always remember. I think just that's and even to this day, I mean, every time we play that song live, this is sort of it's our party song, kind of. You get the power flowing. If you didn't do it before, this is gonna definitely make you rock. and I'm very proud of the song. I think it's probably our biggest hit in a long time. So hang on, let's get rid of that, and let's talk a little bit about the album Dominion again. So uh, the album Dominion that you just heard me play now songs from and talk about. It's an album that both Joachim and I think we agreed on this, that this is one of the strongest albums that we've done in a long time. It was not always easy to make, but in the end, it was easy because the result was so good. And I think that we could. I don't think it's possible for us to have done a better job with this album. We were on point on all all the aspects of this one. Sorry, I'm always leaning in the wrong direction. Try to go this way. So, uh, so yeah. So we as usual we recorded everything of this album. We have done it the same way the last 3 years. Sorry, the last 3 albums with Revolution and Built to Last, and now Dominion. We recorded it here in Castle Black Studios. Everything except for the vocals, because the vocals we would like, or Joachim really wants to work with James Michael, who lives in Los Angeles, and so we normally do drums with Fredrik Nordstrom, the famous Studio Fredman person who recorded Glory to the Brave and Legacy of Kings for us. Sorry, produced Glory to the Brave and Legacy of Kings, and then he does the drums, and then he comes in and helps us set the sound for the guitars and the bass. And once that's done, Pontus basically takes over as producer, and of course Fredrik and I help as well. We record each other a lot, so we're engineering together, and that's how we do the album. So when we're done with all of our guitar parts, and depending on time, this time it was really smooth, so we were finished pretty quickly. With everything, then once that's done, we have a schedule, of course, a scheduled recording session with James far in advance in his studio in Los Angeles, or in outside of downtown in Eagle Rock, I believe. And so Joachim and I go over there, and we spend about 2 weeks, maybe 14 days, sometimes more, sometimes less, to record this album, this vocals for this album. And one thing I like about this collaboration with James is because he and Joachim know each other so well now. I mean, this is the 4th album we worked together with James on. James is a vocalist, a really good one too, by the way, for 6 a.m., but he's also a fantastic producer. And that makes him, he sits on both chairs, so to speak. He knows what Joachim is going through when he's singing, and he's very good at making people feel at ease. We recorded a couple of guitars and stuff with him back in for the Infected album, and so I worked with him like this as well, and I know he's very good at making you feel like you're empowering you know. And I think Joachim really trusts him. I think they have a really good working relationship together, so that when James knows how to get the best out of Joachim, and Joachim doesn't, he can really perform to his potential when James is producing. I think that's a really great symbiosis that they have together. And I love just sitting in the studio listening to them create magic, because it really is very cool. And then of course, when all the recordings are done, we do some gang vocal sessions, one in LA usually, and one over here as well in Gothenburg. And when that's done, Fredrik comes back to do the mix, and he spends about 2 weeks or whatever on that, maybe more, I don't know, maybe sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends on how prepared everything is from our side, you know. And that's how we made Dominion. I guess that's all there is to say about it. As far as what I think about the album now, I brushed on it a little bit. I still think that this is a fantastic album from our side. I'm really happy with it. I'm very proud of it. I think it'll go down as a milestone in Hammerfall's career, but we're already looking forward to the next one. Well, we're not very, very far away from that yet, but we're looking forward to it. So, for the last points, let's see if there are any questions. How so? Wilhelm asks how many Hammerfall songs are there, are old ones that were never written or recorded. Well, if they were written, I don't know. I guess they only exist up here. But I see what your point is. If I have a lot of older stuff, I always have a bunch of sessions. You know, sometimes they dry out, but they haven't really done that yet. And for Dominion, I wrote a couple of songs that I saved for the next album. I thought they were better suited for the next album because we had so many great songs for Dominion anyway. Didn't need those. And I have a bunch of stuff as well that I'm. So I've got plenty of sessions, plenty of ideas. But like sometimes it can take me 10 years. I mean, sorry, not 10 years. Several years to go from an idea to a finished song. It all depends on the mood I'm in, if I get a feeling for the song. And of course, when I'm done with my stuff, it's still always Joachim has to put his stuff on there, like the vocal melodies and the lyrics. So we have material, but it's whether it's good or not, who knows. There's a reason for why it didn't end up on the albums before this, but that might not always be that it's not up to par. It could also be it's a little too broad, whatever. It could also be that it's not right, it doesn't fit right with the rest of the songs. So but I got a bunch of stuff ready for that. So anyway, winding down now. We've been doing this for 52 minutes, so yeah, it's a bit of a long one. I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with me. We're definitely going to do this again. So the plan was now for us to do the album tonight, and on next Friday we're going to do Built to Last and work our way backwards in the discography of Hammerfall. So next Friday on Hammerfall TV, you will see me here in this setting at the same time, same place, same channel, but different material. We'll see what comes up. We might be Built to Last, or we might have a vote. I mean, eventually we're going to do all of the albums anyway, but I've gotten the feeling that I might want to try some older stuff next week. So we'll see if it's that or Built to Last. We'll see what happens. But as always, thank you so much for watching. It's been a true pleasure for me hanging out with you guys tonight, even though everybody's in lockdown or isolation or quarantine. Depends on where you are in the world. But I really appreciate you guys coming here and hanging out. And last thing I'm going to show you is the guitar picks that I have had for the last couple of tours. It's the Hyrule emblem for Zelda, which is the shirt I'm wearing because I'm a big retro gaming fan, or gaming fan in general. I got new guitar picks now, but I don't have anything in here, so I'll show you those next time, I promise. All right, that's it from Castle Black Studios. It's Oscar signing off. So stay clean, stay inside, stay healthy, and stay metal. Thanks, guys.